What if everything we believe about the Chris Watts case is built on a foundation of carefully constructed lies? What if the woman who walked away from this tragedy wasn't just a bystander, but an architect? Stay with me here. What if Nichol Kessinger knew more than she ever let on? She immediately hired a lawyer and changed her identity after the case. But why would an innocent person need to disappear? What if those deleted Google searches weren't about curiosity, but about planning? Investigators found she looked up can cops trace deleted text messages just days after the incident. What was she so desperate to hide? What if her claim that she didn't know the family's situation was a carefully rehearsed script? And here's the question that keeps me up at night. What if she was there? Not at the scene, but what if she knew the plan? What if she helped create the timeline, the alibi, the cover story? What if investigators were so focused on the obvious suspect that they let the puppet master slip away? Because when you line up the evidence, the lies, the deletions, the timeline contradictions, the suspicious searches, you start to see a shadow behind the scenes. What if we've been looking at this case completely backwards? Dear God, as we remember Shannon, her 2 kids, and her unborn baby Nico, may their souls rest in peace. Lord, protect our families from every evil. Please type amen in the comment. Let me know how much we remember them.
What was he going through his head? I find it really hard to believe that I am the catalyst for all of this. I will be willing to say that I think me being in his life accelerated what was inevitably about to happen. But I don't think people just snap. Love does not murder. Hate and resentment murder. That's the way I look at that. I do not know what is the truth anymore and what's not, and I don't have all of the details, but this is just my opinion, but I'm pretty convinced that that woman and him did not get along very well, and the reason they stuck together was, hey, we're going to do kids, and I think they also stuck together because they were in a very bad financial bind, and I think that she continuously disregarded it. And I think he messed up because he was too passive to say anything to her about it and really address it. And it just got to the point where it's just you file bankruptcy and then what do? Just wait till you file the next one? I don't know. I don't know what their finances look like now, but from the way it made it sound, it's probably a pretty stark situation. And I don't know if hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt over and over and over again are enough to lead a man to want to take somebody out, but I don't know. I've heard of people committing suicide over that shit before, and I would never justify what he did. I think it's fucking disgusting. It's, he's such a fucking pig. But I try to be why? I try to come up with a why, and I really think that he was struggling with her really bad, and not only that, he's got a 3rd child on the way, and I know he was probably just I can't fucking afford a 3rd kid. Wants it, but can't afford it, and he always told me he wanted a little boy. He wanted a 3rd child. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it was just something I think they were in a financial situation, and I think she was very non-responsive to him trying to solve problems and get out of the situations that they were in. And I think people just get complacent is what it is. And then, I think he met me, and I think I was a breath of fresh air for him, where it was he could get away and just be you know what, I can be myself, I don't have to worry about money right now, and this girl, I have my shit together, my life is so, very in order.
You seem very organized and independent and dialed
Always.
in
I do
for
really
30.
good. I do really good at work. I have almost a perfect credit score. I've been saving money for a house. I don't mess around. I mean, I screwed up. This is my one screw up ever, and it's about to be on national news. But just very dialed in, and I think it was a breath of fresh air for him to be around something like that, because I don't think that he knew that was a real thing. And he had told me that numerous times. I didn't know women like you existed. It's just all right, I don't, and when he meant it, it was just just the way you run your life. And so, because he got married really young, and so, to answer your question, I think inevitably it was going to happen. I think it just got propelled faster. I mean, I don't understand what he would have achieved if he wanted to be with me that bad, what he would have achieved with me by doing what he did. I think his situation at home was way, way deeper than anything him and I ever had, and it led to that. And I don't know what happened in that conversation that they had, but I kind of have a feeling that it wasn't even about her pregnancy or another man or me. I have a feeling it was about money.
So drilling down, you think money
I
for
think
him
it's-
is the biggest downfall. You guys, I mean, beyond their relationship, really, I don't know that you know too much about the relationship or the particular issues other than monetary issues, financial issues. That sounds like what you guys talked about when you talked about their relationship.
I mean, like, he told me other things, like they really didn't, like, sleep together too much, stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of husbands and wives don't do that. But it was like, oh, of course you don't. That's why you're coming to me, you know? No, I think I just, like, me being in his life just pushed that forward. I honestly think that there's probably a good possibility that this would have just happened. Like, further down the road. Where
So did you see that before yesterday or Tuesday, or was that just kind of something that you have reflected on and you've thought about this now going, man, now that I see that in this guy, or just because of the lifestyle he was living, and if he didn't get removed from it, this was going to happen sooner rather than later, like you said?
You know, if I was to reflect on anything over, like, the past few weeks, besides, like, the stuff in the last few days where you're like, hey, is there, like, any red flags? I would say, like, no. But one thing I did notice one time is we were sitting on my couch, and I was telling him, like, my house, I have a really beautiful house. Like, it's set up, like, really nice. But everything I have is, like, from Craigslist or Goodwill. Like, I have pieced it together, and it's all, or, like, marked down stuff. And I have pieced it together in a way, like, it's pretty, huh? It's a pretty house, but you would never guess that, like, everything I got is, like, super discount. And one day we were sitting on my couch, and we were just, like, bullshitting about some stuff, and I was telling him, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, I got this marked down in American Furniture because, like, the corner was dented, and, like, I got this one off a guy on Craigslist, and I put it all, and I was, like, telling him, I was, like, I put it all together, and I was, like, to me, I was, like, material things don't make a home. I was, like, it's the energy and the love that you bring to the home. I was, like, it's not about what it looks like. I was, like, it's about what you, like, bring to it, like, mentally. And he, like, collapsed in my lap and gave me, like, the biggest, most genuine hug I think that man has ever given me. And he just laid there, and he was just like, you were so different. And I didn't even say anything. I just, like, put my fingers in his hair and just let him chill there. And I assumed that it had to do with the finances. But it didn't, like, stress me out. It was just, like, this relief sigh where he just, like, dropped into my arms. And I didn't, like, really think too much of that event, except for that I was, like, this was, like, it was, like, a really genuine hug, like, collapsed into my lap, like, just so relieved. And I didn't really think much of it until, like, I started reading about, like, their bankruptcy and all this other shit, and I was like, oh. So I think it might have been bigger than he let on, because he never told me about his bankruptcy.
Sure.
You know, he just told me about his current financials, and he didn't even get that in depth, but I'm assuming they're trashed. And so, yeah, I think her spending all that money and not listening to him, and him not standing up for himself in a calm and, you know,
Just elevate.
yeah.
Last hard
just
question
kinda,
regarding this. And,
go ahead.
And then I have just two cursory questions regarding something else, and then I think maybe Tim has a few questions for you. But I think what you say about the finances directs directly at his wife. Do you think that goes to the children as well? Because she took, did she treat them like that, like they were gold and they got everything as well that you know of? Or do you think there's a separate issue for why he may have done what he did to his children other than financial?
That part I don't have an answer for. I can't fucking explain that. I don't even think there is an answer. I don't even think there's any sort of, like, computing up here that could possibly give a rational explanation for why that would have happened. I mean, the only thing that I've honestly thought of when I play the scenario over in my head is that maybe they woke up and saw him doing in their mom, and he was like, fuck. Now I gotta do this too. I don't know. I'm like, why? Because they were, like, his, like, little lifeline, you know, he that was everything to him, you know, and I get, like, those two have problems.
But he had a great relationship But from what you're accounting is
With his
he
kids?
loves his children.
Yeah, like that part, it's, oh my God, that's the worst part of this whole mess. The worst part of this whole mess.
We won't dwell on it. We don't have to dwell on it.
No.
Let me ask you,
But, so no, I don't have an explanation. That's the only thing I can possibly plausibly think of is maybe they saw it, but other than that, I don't know what the fuck.
okay. Who's Charlotte?
Are you asking me who's Charlotte?
Mhm.
Like one of my friends?
Mm-hmm.
She's like a really good friend of mine. Why?
Did you have some conversations with her regarding another boyfriend
No.
that you might have met on eHarmony? Or did she meet somebody on eHarmony?
No, she's engaged.
Okay.
She's engaged.
So there's some text messages that we got off your phone, obviously. And the only reason I'm asking this is because if he found out maybe you had another boyfriend, you understand my line of questioning, that looked like maybe you had another boyfriend. And I don't know if that's this Jim guy, that maybe you guys were, no, I'm not saying that he's your boyfriend, that when we were interpreting the text messages, that it seemed like he might, this man came to my house, he has a key to my house, that you're saying right now.
Oh.
When I look at that from my perspective, Jim may be another boyfriend for you.
Oh, no. Charlotte is like my oldest friend.
So did you have a conversation with Charlotte about Jim?
I mean, sometimes we talk about him. We're all friends.
Did you guys ever have a conversation about eHarmony? That's the
I mean,
kind of
possibly. I
online-
was on there for a while.
Okay.
But I didn't actually ever go out on any dates with guys from eHarmony. Not
Okay.
one. Like, I talked to a couple guys on there, but I was like, no, I didn't go on any dates.
So the only reason would be another potential reason for him to be upset.
No, he knew about Jim. He's always known that Jim is one of my good friends,
Okay.
and I lay it out for people at the beginning. Like, I have friends that are male, I have friends that are female. These are my friends. That's what it is. Like,
Okay.
he never, to me, seemed like jealous of Jim by, like, any means. So, no, I'm curious what text you're talking about with Charlotte.
I have like
I talked to that girl so
I have
much.
153 pages of text messages, so I can't. If I could pull it up, I would, but I don't know where it is.
I thought you guys just got my text.
We got when we ask for everything, for 7 days they give us everything.
Oh, so why did you need to just do that if you just had them?
Because I don't know that they're completely accurate. Again, what they send me is I don't have any way to verify that they're accurate.
Gotcha.
And if you delete a text message, sometimes those are not retained by carriers. They're still on your handset. There's a way to recover them from your phone. But they may not be held. There are certain carriers that don't even keep text messages. And I won't tell you who those people are, but they don't keep them. We can't even get our hands on them because they don't have a database. They don't pay the money. They're stored on your stuff and your stuff only. So that's why we ask for it. And some of those things disappear in 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, unless we ask them to keep them. And sometimes we don't know in time. So that's why we do it too. Okay? So just, it was a question because it also would provide potentially a motive for what Chris did if he found out that you had another boyfriend.
Why would
Maybe-
he kill his family?
Well, he
Because I
wigs
have a
out that he
boyfriend?
finds out that you have a boyfriend and just loses it altogether. Do you understand? Because he's already losing his wife, and now his new girlfriend has another boyfriend, and he can't. There's multiple reasons why. It was a concern. That
His cheese slid off his cracker. So sad. I don't know. He's like not even the same. I look at those like mug shots and they're scary. They scare me.
Yeah, that's what you
Tim?
said about that video too. It didn't. I had noticed it was. I would have been a wreck. Oof.
I don't know. I mean, I volunteered with some guys for when I did the armed military stuff that had PTSD, and they were telling me when they went through trauma that they like kind of locked up. So like, I didn't even think it was the fact that he was calm that freaked me out.
Oh,
it
when
was
you were
like
helping
his
those guys
eyes.
out when they from the.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was his, like, that part didn't, because I was like, I've seen, there's these guys that have been in battle that I've worked with that are like, yeah, I've experienced this is how I handle my trauma, and they're, like, very, like, just kind of like zombies. But, so I didn't hold that against him, it was just his eyes, and just the light is gone from his eyes.
So let me just finish just with a couple quick questions here, but besides the obvious, and what he's done, what's the worst thing about this guy? Did you ever have just some sense? You seem to be pretty together with who you date, the people you hang around with, you seem to know a lot about people. Was there some impression he gave you that
The
was
whole
negative?
time, like the whole time we were together?
Yeah. Anything negative that sticks out?
I didn't think anything negative. I mean, like, I have preferences. Like, I thought he was, like, I don't want to use the word clingy because it's fucked up. He was, like, really, he was a lot more into me than I was into him. And it didn't make...
The entire time?
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed his company, though. I mean, enough so that I kept everything going despite the situation. And, I mean... Like, it didn't scare me or anything. It's just like, I don't move that fast.
Okay.
So I think things
What were
were
his
moving.
long-term plans with you? What did he discuss with you?
Like, I mean, we'd like bullshit about it every once in a while and be like, oh yeah, like, I asked him, I was like, if you didn't have that big house, because he didn't want to live in it, and he had made it very clear he didn't pick that out, he didn't, none of that. I was like, well, if you could have a house that you wanted, what would your house look like? And he would tell me, he's like, I want a little ranch home. Like, it doesn't need all these floors, just a few bedrooms, enough space for my kids, maybe some property so they can, like, run around. 2-car garage, maybe 3, put the old sports car in there because he liked cars. Stuff like that. You know what I tell him? I'm like, I'm simple too, so if you end up doing that and we end up staying together, let's do it. But it was never like, sell your house, let's go buy a house. Like, it was very...
You ever say anything about getting married?
To me?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a thing where it was like offhandedly, like one day maybe this will happen. But again, it was like these were, I did not take these as very like deep conversations. It wasn't like, this is when we're going to get married, this is what's going to go on.
Okay.
And
you knew him for how long?
Brief.
Total, just not dating him, but I mean, when were you first aware of him? How long?
I don't know, probably the beginning of June or maybe May. So like 2.5, 3 months tops. I mean, this is all like really fresh. Like, all of this is compounded into like a very small time frame.
Very quick.
Yes.
Has he worked for the company for a while?
Yeah. I don't know how long. I want to say like 5 or 6 years off the top of my head, but I don't know. But
Did he supervise people? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, kind of. So he was an operator, and the way the operators are set up at Anadarko is they have operator 1, operator 2, operator 3. But then each operator is like broke down into like the basic guy, the medium guy, and like the foreman. And then it starts all over again. So he is still on level 1 of the operators, but he's like the top dog on the level 1 of the operators.
Okay. The whole time you've known him, this 2 or 3 months, did he ever complain of anything, any medical issues whatsoever? And did you ever pick up on anything? Is he allergic to anything? Does he have any, a special diet, anything that's messing with him physically?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, how about psychologically? Do you ever think there's something wrong with this guy?
No, I wouldn't have dated him if I did. He, honestly, I mean, maybe because I thought he was, like, one of the, like, most laid-back and, like, decent men I'd ever met, and I just haven't met a lot of people like that, but, I mean, no. Not up until all this stuff started happening, then I was like, whoa, you are not the person that I thought you were. But prior to that, no, not at all. I really didn't. I enjoyed his company.
You think he was dating anyone else?
No.
No way?
No.
Okay.
He was way too invested in that.
Was the relationship was it sexual right off the bat?
Pretty close. I mean, like, once we got it to be, like, where we're hanging out outside of work, yeah. I mean, it wasn't, like, immediate, but shortly following that, yes. And then it just continued.
Okay. Pretty consistently throughout the relationship? So kind of hot and heavy. You mentioned that maybe you guys were sending some photos back and forth. What kind of photos is he sending you?
Well, see, he would, like, send me, like, workout photos, stuff like that. He sent me a couple of inappropriate pics. I did not request those. I didn't even want them. I was just like, why are you going to do
What
this?
were they?
Oh, it was of his package. And I'm just like, okay, cool.
Like his face and everything? Or just...
No.
Okay.
No, that's it. But I think he only did that like one time. It's just like, I don't even really want this. But usually he would just send me pictures, like workout pics, like progress pics stuff, and I would just kind of keep him updated, like, because he had some like fitness goals in mind, so it's kind of like trying to help him out with that.
Okay. When was the last time you guys were intimate?
Saturday.
Was that at the Broncos game? Where would that have taken place?
At my house.
When he went to go pick you up before heading up to...
He didn't pick me up. We drive my vehicle. But, yeah, prior to and immediately following afterwards. So it was like,
So when he dropped you back
he
off,
came to my house,
you
it
did.
happened, and then we went out to dinner, and he came back to my house, happened again, and then he left.
Okay. Any other stressors in his life besides finances and that he mentioned?
I
And
mean,
his wife?
just the fact that that she doesn't like let him openly communicate. I mean, but other than that, no. I mean, nothing that I really know of. We didn't like dive super deep into that stuff. It was just like occasionally there'd be a conversation where it would come up, and I mean, it wasn't even really information that he wanted to provide. It was just like me being curious, like, why are you separating from her? This is good to know. Or like, what are your finances like in case I end up building a life with you? But it was usually me like doing the inquiries, but I used to try not to be like super invasive about that stuff.
Mhm. What are the, in your mind, again, just real quick, what are the things that really pop out to you that he would complain about his wife?
Just that she didn't listen to him. She like never listened to him. She always just like shut him up. Oh, and he told me once that she used to like kind of like talk shit to him in front of his kids, and his kids were starting to repeat it.
Did he give you an example?
Yeah, she said, what did she say? He said he tried to ask her for something and ask her a question. I don't know, something. He didn't like dive super into this. This was like pretty early on, and she said she told him to shut up and that he didn't know anything. And his kids started like repeating it. And he said that it made him really sad, and he realized that that was when he needed to separate from her.
So, and he never, though, he said she was a good mom?
Yeah, I mean, he never complained about her being like a bad mom or neglectful or anything like that.
Abusive, anything like that?
Nothing. When it comes to like violence or anger or any of that, nothing. I mean, and he even said like, yeah, like so she kind of like gets bossy with me sometimes, but as far as like arguing back and forth, he's like, that never happens. He's like, we don't fight like that. So I don't know. He seemed pretty like even keeled with stuff. So
Did they talk about how they discipline their kids at all?
I never asked. I felt like that was not my place.
And he never mentioned it?
Nope.
That's all I was going to ask.
Just making sure nobody else.
What time is it? I've been so.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
It's time to go. You have my card. Things will probably come to your mind in the next day, week, month, year, especially as you get some sleep and recover here. Please don't hesitate to call me. My email's on there. You can email me. The business phone number on there is not accurate. I used to work in our Pueblo office until
So what is it?
July. Just call my cell phone. I'm never in my office anyways.
Okay.
Okay? My cell phone will always be the same, so just call my cell phone. And I will respond to you as soon as I can. If you need to send an email, again, you can send an email to me. Okay? If I can help you in any way with some services to deal with the obvious trauma that you face, let me know, and I'll get you in touch with the people that can help you. Also, if you have issues with anybody intimidating you in any fashion, I will tell you right now, I have zero tolerance for that. Zero. I will charge anybody if I can prove it, and I will take them straight to jail. Period. You are not